For me, the
I thought it was fabulous.
Sucked. Just I was like down a trap chute. Lab waiting for me to take me to the hospital. And I blew out my ACL. And I was like, I'm gonna finish this tour because we're almost done. I came back on stage within a week. I got a brace. I had to finish. You could not tell me that I was not gonna finish this tour. And I did it.
The way that they were crafting with all the various talent, Carrie and everybody else, to see it live, it was remarkable.
And by the end of the tour, Pat Johnson came up to me and he said, I just want you to know that I think you have balls of steel. And it grabbed to my heart because it meant so much to me for him to actually see how hard I was working. I got a little, verklempt. It was so important for me to impress him because he impressed me. And I did it.
I've read people respond to, like, Ultimate came out because MK3 wasn't performing the way we had hoped, but that had nothing to do with it. We were going to be releasing the home game, MK3, relatively soon.
Round 1. Fight!
So the idea was when MK3 comes out for the home, we'll refresh the arcade with Ultimate MK3.
We were fully aware of the home versions and the role they were playing, and we didn't want the arcade industry to think that we forgot about them. You'll have a cooler version.
In September, when Mortal Kombat hysteria reaches a fever pitch, a ROM update will be available to operators free of charge. When you buy the game, you own the update. This update will feature new characters, new secret moves, and additional fighting environments not available on any home platform. The update will make your arcade game a brand new fighting experience.
That was planned, and so it was part of the plan all along, and so we withheld purposely what we thought were the most popular characters just so that we would give it a bump when Ultimate came out. The fact that it was Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Katana and Mileena just meant that we were able to squeeze more characters with less memory.
Well done.
With MK2, I remember that we had such success with bringing new characters, Kung Lao, Jax, Katana, Mileena. They were so iconic that we were like, adding new characters is cool. And the next game we had 15, so we couldn't bring all 12 from MK2, and we wanted to bring back Sonya and Kano and stuff like that. So from my perspective, I just remember not really realizing how much Scorpion and Sub-Zero were the poster characters.
Yeah.
So we were just like, okay, let's make Sub-Zero unmasked, and he wrote a story for him.
Right.
And Scorpion, we'll just give him a rest, you know, which was blasphemy. We balanced it better. I think Ultimate MK3 was much better balanced than MK3. A lot of people come to me and there's this debate of what's the better game, Mortal Kombat 2 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. There's always this little bit of a debate going on that they play so differently. But the fact that they're so different to me is what's cool. Is like, you know, they're two very different games as opposed to the same game with prettier graphics.
After Ultimate MK3, we had released MK Trilogy, which did amazing. I think caught me by surprise. Like I thought that this was just a retread more than anything, but I think it sold fantastic, and I knew that we, just as a publisher, understood that there's value in home product.
They were looking for something that brought up all of the last three Mortal Kombats and kind of brought them all together. We were working on Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 at the time on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. But Midway came to us and said, hey, since the CD on the PlayStation is huge, we could actually get all the old characters on. God, this is genius. Yeah, it would be awesome to be able to play, you know, old Kano versus new Kano. So since I had worked on Mortal Kombat 1, some of the guys had worked on Mortal Kombat 2 with Adam, Jim was directly like the Genesis programmer on Mortal Kombat 3. We had worked on all of these things even as we're doing the ports of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. And so we knew how those old games worked, we knew how the characters worked, we knew what the differences were, all of that kind of stuff, and said like, hey, we could probably go through and do some work on this to try to make all this stuff fit together. And so we just started going through and doing some prototypes to bring some of those things back in. We showed it to them and they're like, yeah, this feels really cool, so let's go ahead and move forward with Trilogy as that kitchen sink kind of version of the game.
Wins.
MK4 was definitely a new chapter for Mortal Kombat. It was our first 3D game, obviously.
We've created a new game at Midway. We could tell you about its new Zeus chip and how it renders 1.2 million polygons per second. About the lifelike 3D characters and amazingly real backgrounds. About a new weapons feature that will revolutionize fighting games.
I recall just the industry going towards 3D, and there was almost an assumption that, of course, you know, we're going to go in that direction.
Virtual Fighter, as revolutionary as it was very blocky characters. There wasn't a whole lot of detail, and I remember thinking, I cannot see us representing the MK characters in that fashion. By the time we got to MK4, the hardware that we had at Midway at the time had been developed enough so that the characters could be represented in a way that still sort of maintained a lot of the qualities that you saw in the earlier games.
There was not a whole lot technologically that we could carry from what we had been doing into that game.
When you think about it, to some extent, Mortal Kombat 2 built on 1, 3 built on 2, and we just had a whole development environment that just kept getting more sophisticated, and we could do more. Mortal Kombat 4 was like reset again. It's like we're in Polygon land. That constant balance between, do we wipe the site clean? Do we keep the block button, high punch, low punch, block, and whatnot?
It was such a departure from the digitized rhythm that we were in, and you know, we introduced stepping in and out of 3D, weapons.
I think we should have put the weapons more on the forefront. I think between Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat 4, the novelty of hiding moves in the game was starting to wane a bit. I don't think we quite identified it. So we put down away high punch is pull out your weapon. In retrospect, we should have just put a button on there and you pull out your weapon.
Such a ragtag team. I remember just staying up crazy late with programmers and with Mike Boone.
Game had started getting a little bigger, and they felt like they were understaffed. And eventually they just asked if I wanted to come over and join the team full time.
I moved into animation to figure out how to do motion capture, along with Steve Buran.
That was the very, very early days of mocap.
It's hard to work with, and cleaning up the data was really rough.
It was literally 6 mocap cameras, where now we have 50 plus. The animations for MK4 are, they're pretty raw.
Things like stage fatalities, the endings, all of those things were done in such a hurry.
I forgot about all the silly endings that we did.
It's over, Jarek. Shinnok is dead. The good guys won. You're coming back with me.
Never, Sonya. I agreed to help defeat Shinnok, not turn myself into the Special Forces. The Black Dragon, live on!
The Black Dragon died with Kano. You're the last one, Jarek.
Never!
We were doing an ending every day. Just go through all the animations in the game and find ones that that might apply to these particular situations. That's why the game has a lot of sections in it where it looks like the animations are really not made for what they're being used for.
Scorpion!
You know, like we didn't hire professional actors. It was just, you know, us.
Big mistake, yeah. Dan was scrambling, you know, of course, the schedule is tight.
Oh, yeah, everything.
We got to figure out how to make this game. And we got all this stuff to do.
Come in, Major Briggs. This is Lieutenant Sonia Blade. What?
I remember when he came to me and asked me to do a couple voices. I'm like, I don't do that. You know, I'm not very good at that. He had me come into the studio.
Liu Kang, you could.
Did I do Liu Kang?
Yeah.
I don't even remember who I did.
Started like the war is over, and then you're in.
The war is over. I've once again defended my title as champion of Mortal Kombat and defended the realm of Earth, but I have failed to save the realm of Edenia. Kitana?
Yes, Liu Kang. It is I.
But I thought you were gonna lick—
With Shinnok's destruction, you have not only saved the Earth, but you've also saved my own realm. For that, I can never repay you.
Knowing that you survived is all that I need.
I don't remember what I did, but I should not have been doing it. That's all I know. In hindsight, when I look at it, given what NetherRealm is doing today, if you think about the earliest cinematics that were done, those were them. When you look at kind of where it is today compared to where it started, it's a pretty long journey there. But I think that was the sort of humble beginnings, I guess.
I'm sorry, Jax. Please, don't drop me. Wait, I promise. Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait, this is brutality. You can't do it. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Why I still love making games is that the technology is always changing, so you always have to stay on top of it. And I think MK4 was the first big taste of that. You can't make a bigger jump pretty much than from 2D to 3D.
Mortal Kombat 4 is about change.
That was one of the most fun projects.
We've created a new game at Midway. We could tell you about its new Zeus chip and how it renders 1.2 million polygons per second. We could tell you about the Road Tour and the thousands of fans that waited hours to play. We could tell you about all the national press coverage, about the millions of hits at its website, about the lifelike 3D characters and amazingly real backgrounds, about a new weapons feature that will revolutionize fighting games. We could tell you it's more intense. But what we can tell you is that it represents change. Mortal Kombat 4 is about change.
Kombat has become an industry upon itself. Every version of Mortal Kombat that has been introduced into the marketplace has become a blockbuster.
The thing that really astounds us is that this one arcade game that we made in 1992 has managed to spawn off all these different forms of media.
The Mortal Kombat movie has made over $100 million worldwide. The Mortal Kombat home games have sold 15 million copies. The arcade game alone has earned what's estimated at over $1 billion. And this fall, with the Mortal Kombat sequel movie being released and Mortal Kombat 4, it really seems like the legacy continues to grow.
Mortal Kombat 4 is the first 3D Mortal Kombat.
I don't think we would have even done a Mortal Kombat 4 had we not known that we could do the kind of advancements that we did.
Up till now, no other technology was capable of truly presenting the fast-paced action necessary in a Mortal Kombat game.
And the difference with Mortal Kombat 4 is it utilizes a 3D graphics engine, so the game is entirely done with 3D computer graphics.
We have developed an extremely sophisticated graphics chip, which we call the Zeus chip. That's capable of generating in excess of 1,200,000 four-sided polygons per second. To put that into perspective, I understand that's approximately 10 times more powerful than the Nintendo 64 system.
And we're pushing around so many polygons, and the detail is so incredible, and the realism is so incredible, but that still wasn't enough. We still had to take the game a bit further.
So we decided to change everything. We decided to change the presentation of the graphics, the gameplay, add completely new elements to it all.
What we did was we introduced weapons, and weapons are in other 3D fighting games, but not in the way that weapons are in Mortal Kombat 4. The speed of Mortal Kombat 4 and the way that you can drop a weapon, your opponent can pick up your weapon and use it against you is so incredible and adds so much to the fighting.
When we designed the Zeus chip, we designed it for extraordinary performance, but at a very low cost relative to any other 3D product on the marketplace.
The Mortal Kombat 4 Road Tour is something that's never been done before in the video game world. We're taking Mortal Kombat 4 on the road to select cities around the country, and we're providing players a sneak preview, an exclusive sneak preview of the game a full month before anyone else in the world will see it.
This is a product that will cause the kids to be standing 5 deep, waiting to play, because it is so much more exciting than anything that's in the market right now or anything that's been introduced in the market over the past few years.
I'm here to play Mortal Kombat 4.
It's just because it's Mortal Kombat, everybody's going to play it.
I wanted to be the first to play it.
They're all excited. They've been obviously waiting for MK4 for a long time, and now they're close to getting it. And as we can see, the turnout is just fantastic.
I've been to every single one of the stops so far.
People are already asking when we're going to have it. You know, they want to know the day and the time so they can come and play.
It's been incredible. Our website, mk4.com, has gotten millions of hits since we first put it up on July 10th. To give you an idea of how much activity it's gotten, in one day alone, we've gotten 500,000 hits on the webpage.
We've had wonderfully positive reaction everywhere we go. People are amazed at the difference between MK3 and MK4. They love the 3D. They really love the fact that you can take away a weapon from your opponent and use it against him.
The classic characters have their old moves back and a lot of new ones. Weapons are a great feature.
It looks better, it runs smoother, the effects are great.
I like this one a little better because it's a little more dark and gothic.
This game is real fast, it moves, it's real quick on the ground. I think they did a real good job.
The backgrounds are awesome. The backgrounds, that's what makes it. It's definitely the best fighting game I've played so far.
I'm going to go get back in line right now and play it again.
We're going to plan on being here until 7 o'clock until they take the machines away.
from what we saw inside, this is going to be a great promotion, and this is a great way to get some of the major locations the game early.
And I think this type of promotion really adds to our sales effort and player awareness. If the players are aware, the operators have no choice but to buy.
I don't think there was any question that I'd have MK4 in my facility. It's a matter of how many and how many kids are going to come in here and play it.
It's going to kick some serious butt.
It's going to be the best 3D fighter probably out there.
That was really cool.
Really impressive.
Dude, man, this game rules.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, that rocks.
It's a great video game.
Best one yet. I'm not a freak about it, but I enjoy it.
Awesome. It's great.
Excellent. It's hot.
Mortal Kombat 4 is the mother of all fighting games. Mortal Kombat 4 is the pinnacle of all Mortal Kombat games that have preceded it. It is the most sophisticated, fast-paced, a beautiful fighting game that has ever been created.
Round 1, fight!
bollocks. Right, so what we are going to... So I'll quickly go through the Mortal Kombat versions right here. We are going to finish off the rest of the documentary. Make sure to follow me on all my social medias, my platforms that I use to advertise for Twitch. Make sure to tune into the next stream in the Stream-A-Thon, which is Snooker19. Mortal Kombat 3 on the arcade, best version you can play. Genesis version, crap. Super Nintendo, really good. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the arcade, really good, as well as the WaveNet version. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on Super Nintendo is very late, 96, when the PS1 and N64 and Saturn were out. Really rough game, really bad. Trilogy, all 3 games onto the PS1. You can also buy it on the N64, which was the worst version, and the Sega Saturn, but the Saturn version is expensive. Trilogy on the PS1, it's okay, it's not too bad. It just has the loading times that bring it down. The next game we'll be doing is Mortal Kombat 4, arcade original. Did get ported to the PS1 and the N64. N64 version is shit. PS1 version's okay, and it did get a remake on the Dreamcast called Mortal Kombat Gold, handled by Eurocom. After Mortal Kombat 4 we'll be doing the Game Boy Advance Mortal Kombat, and then the spin-offs. With all that being said, tune into the next stream, which will be Snooker19. Follow me on Twitch and YouTube, Goddess_Kira. Twitter, uses little bitch. Instagram, Kira's Lane.
Thousands of years ago, in a battle with the fallen elder god known as Shinnok, I was responsible for the death of an entire civilization. To rid all realms of Shinnok's menace, I waged a war that plunged the Earth into centuries of darkness and banished Shinnok into a place called the Netherrealm. Now, after Shao Kahn's defeat at the hands of Earth's warriors, Shinnok has managed to escape his confines in the Netherrealm. The war is now being fought once again. Only this time, it can be won by mortals.
Choose your destiny. Round 1, fight! Wins. is your destiny. Round 1, fight! Well done. Excellent. Outstanding. Queen Chi wins. Round 2, fight! Finish him! Finish him! Queen Chi wins. Round 1, fight! Well done. Excellent Chi wins. Round 2, fight! Finish him! Queen Chi wins. Round 1, fight! Well done. Queen Chi wins. Round 2, fight! Fight! Finish him! Finish him! Finish him! Queen Chi wins. Round 1, fight! Well done. Finish her! Quan Chi wins. Round 1, fight! Superb wins. Round 2, fight! Fight! Finish him! Quan Chi wins. Round 1, fight! Quan Chi wins. Round 2, fight!
As payment for your loyal services, Quan Chi, I grant you the gift of your existence.
My existence?
Understand, sorcerer. I consume all energies, including the life forces of all that live. But I shall spare you.
If it weren't for me, you would still be a tortured soul, rotting in the pits of the Netherrealm.
You dare question me?
I do more than question you, Shinnok. I challenge you.
Then you shall die. What?
Your powers are useless against me.
How can this be?
I am in possession of your once sacred amulet. Years ago, I delivered to you an exact duplicate, while I retained the original. I even fooled Raiden. Now I am ruler supreme, and you, Elder God, are finished. Rain. Choose your destiny. Excellent. Fight! Get over here! Get over here! Scorpion wings. Flawless victory. Fight!
Okay, it's me again real quick. Mortal Kombat 4 is bad. Like, hilariously bad in terms of its 3D. It's the first 3D Mortal Kombat, the last Mortal Kombat on arcades. It's very rough. Incredibly rough, incredibly funny, incredibly meme-worthy. But I think it's one of those, it's so bad, it's good games. Mortal Kombat Advance, it is the worst version of Mortal Kombat you could ever fucking play. As for Deadly Alliance, you better play it on the GameCube or the Xbox or the PS2, and same with Tournament Edition. So the Game Boy Advance, free shit Mortal Kombat games. But hey, it's got Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red, and Sonic Battle, the fighting games. There's Meat, the unlockable character in the game.
Did you go? Root beer. It's the one.
We decided to change everything. We decided to change the presentation of the graphics, the gameplay, add completely new elements to it all.
Mortal Kombat 4 is the first 3D Mortal Kombat.
Why did Mortal Kombat go 3D? That's a great question.
I honestly tapped out at that point.
Yeah, when we cover Special Forces, like I said,
I was not a fan of 3D fighters. I looked at 4, I wasn't really vibing with it.
It would be the third time in Mortal Kombat history where they tried to diversify.
Going 3D for the video game industry was a little bit like reinventing the wheel, but with polygons instead of pixels.
In Deadly Alliance, the Armageddon, they do a few side modes, such as puzzle combat.
When Mortal Kombat 4 came
Motor
out,
combat, which was Mario
was
Kart.
absolutely taken aback that it was 3D.
You know, the transition to go from 2D to 3D is always tricky.
When it came out, I was
Obviously,
insulted that there were no longer
movies,
the photographed actors.
the original
This isn't Mortal Kombat anymore.
1919
My biggest problem is whenever Mortal Kombat changed,
Five
I made the
effort,
decision as the
the
arbiter
terrible
of Mortal Kombat
Mortal
that it was
Kombat
no
Annihilation
longer Mortal Kombat.
sequel in
Midway put out
97,
War Gods, which was kind of
the
their first attempt at
2021
making a 3D
reboot.
fighting game. They take a lot of concepts from Mortal Kombat.
They had a 3D button instead of the run button, but it never felt quite comfortable. And so I was like, I really hope they don't copy this. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. Instead, they added like the sidestep ability.
More like a quick tap and you can dash into the foreground.
And Mythologies. By the way, Special Forces was
In
only
Ultimate Mortal
released on
Kombat 3,
PlayStation
you
far
had the
back
dial a
2000.
combo system,
Very
which
late
was kind of
in
like
the
punching in a
console's
phone
lifespan.
number. You have to know the phone number.
Mythologies,
But
97,
fans were so
PS1
creative
and
with launchers
N64.
that
The
popped
N64
characters
version
into
was
the
worse.
air
You
and then
have to do the
comboing them
cutscenes
on the way down with juggles.
and the CD
that
audio
even
music.
those static combos
People
became
in a
something
cartridge.
that you could use to express yourself as a
And
player.
Mythologies is best known for the cutscenes.
Mortal Kombat
Live
4's
action.
combo system was called
Cringe-worthy
Universal, where
stuff.
everyone had the same
But
combos,
by God,
and not everyone had the same special moves. So
the
you could
cheese
still,
factor
you know,
is
weave in
100.
special moves into the Universal combos to put your own little spin on them. but it wasn't the same as what you could do in Mortal Kombat 3. Mortal Kombat 4, I think, was one of the games that made the jump to 3D rather easily compared to a lot of other franchises.
It felt like it was not doing things as well as other 3D fighters in that space.
It was just so different. I couldn't get into it the same way.
Mortal Kombat 4 is one of those rare games where I like it a lot more now than I did when it came out. I could tell now that they were like doing something interesting, bringing it into a new era.
Mortal Kombat 4 is kind of that bridge game to what is coming next, right? It's their kind of
Mortal
first attempt
Kombat
at
4
3D. And so I think it makes sense
Fusion,
nowadays when we look back on it. To go like, well, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 are such amazing video games. Like, what do you do after that? Like, yeah, you have to strip it all down and rebuild it from scratch, or else you're just making the same thing over and over again forever. And no one wants that after a certain point.
As far as I was concerned, I loved Mortal Kombat 4. Between the universal combo systems,
dial-up combos were introduced in Mortal Kombat 3, where you can follow up attacks
between
with combos,
the weapons, between the characters,
upon in 4.
the endings.
We had a deal. A deal? I am not a god of my word, reptile. All deals are off.
I just thought Mortal Kombat 4 was this perfect package, and I played it to death. It's probably the game I've spent the most time in.
Jarek's
more than
ending's
Mortal Kombat
also
2 on Super Nintendo.
one of the more iconic Mortal Kombat moments when I think of Mortal Kombat 4.
I sit before you as the lone person, the last one left. Maybe the only one that ever was. The only person that will sit here and tell you and look you dead in the eyes and say, Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero is a cool game.
You will fail.
That went directly to the home. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, that was huge.
Even I think when we were starting MK4, we understood that the coin-op as an industry was sort of starting to wane a little bit. Ed and a portion of the team was focused on MK4, and then of course myself and a portion of the team, largely a new team, were focused on mythologies.
Hey, let's do it one more time. And John, don't hug the ladder so close. Let yourself out a little bit. Like that.
They are earth, wind, water, and fire. With your mastery of the elements of cold, you have an advantage that no other human has, and that is the ability to defeat the elements. I have foreseen this.
We're sort of hedging our bets. It's like we can do home games and arcade games. We can live in both spaces and maybe use it to our advantage.
The concept of adapting a character from a fighting game into a full-on game. It's a good idea. You know, like you've got all these characters with backstories and everything, why not investigate it?
You're going to the Nether Realm, and they're going to bring back the amulet. We must act quickly. I have no dominion in the Nether Realm. You are reality's only hope.
I'll do it, Thunder God.
It was fun mixing 2D and 3D more than other MKs did. It was 3D environments, but 2D characters, so it was kind of a cool bridge between the old school games and getting into 3D.
The thing that Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero does is that it doesn't sacrifice being a Mortal Kombat game. Now, that's either a good thing or a bad thing from depending on where you're sitting. But MK Mythologies, you use the same button layout that you use in the fighting games. It means that a lot of the combos and concepts that you know from Mortal Kombat still work in this game. You get to it a little differently because you have to unlock some of those moves, and you know, like you have a meter to how many ice balls you can throw, and some of these other things that make it, you know, an action game instead of just a pure fighting game. But they added a button that just makes it so you can turn around. And that simple thing is what lets them take everything that worked in Mortal Kombat and apply it to a game where enemies might be attacking you from both sides. It's a simple but very effective concept that I think makes that whole game work. They stayed true to Mortal Kombat for better or worse.
The arcades were, at the time, were still, for our games, were still EPROMs, which was a dramatically smaller footprint of memory. The home games, obviously with you know, the data being on a disc, opened up a lot of doors. So suddenly you could do full motion video in Mythologies.
Grandmaster, in honor of the Lin Kuei, I bring you this sacred map of elements.
Once again, our most cunning assassin and thief is successful.
The amazing FMV cutscenes, Rich DeVizio's Quan Chi is incredible.
I see the ninja has been successful in retrieving my map, as I have foreseen.
Let's get something straight. I am not a ninja. I am Lin Kuei. Scorpion was a ninja.
Ah, yes, your Japanese counterpart. How unfortunate that you happened upon him in your battle with those pesky Shaolin monks.
Scorpion was tipped off. He knew I was breaking into that temple, and if he wasn't there, there wouldn't have been a battle.
We shot the whole thing on a green screen, and that's normal now, but it wasn't back then. And you can tell, of course, looking at the stuff now, it's like, whoa. But at the time, it was like groundbreaking.
Don't bother worrying about escape.
Who are you?
I am a dead man.
I was Scorpion for MK Mythologies. The way John wrote the sequences, I kind of made Scorpion a little bit more unhinged. He was like, and I had the whited out eyes too, and so I could just act all crazy and be just look a little bit tweaked out.
More like you.
I am. I did get some compliments for that, Carrie, just so you know.
From who?
Somebody I know that you don't know.
Your mom?
Shut up.
Words will not save you. Lin Kuei, a warrior.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and defend every part of the game. I think it's in the very first level where you run and you teeter on this edge of this thing and then have this weird jump down and loop your way around so you don't fall to your death and kind of loop your way in to catch a ledge. Like, there's just design stuff in there that I can't defend all of it. But just the very concept that they managed to take a fighting game and apply it to this larger action platformer concept without giving up what made that a fighting game in the first place, I think is what makes that game worth a look. Now, you could argue, again, that, you know, by the time we get to something like Shaolin Monks, they found ways to make those games actually feel good and all of that. But you had to have MK Mythologies Sub-Zero first, and probably Special Forces, I guess, before you get to a point where you're actually figuring out how to make these games good. Gave that game like a 7.5, man. It's not an amazing game, but it's all right.
Towards my later years of Midway, what I became conscious of was that there is business outside of Chicago. I thought of what other opportunities are there beyond my, immediate work at Midway.
Mortal Kombat, it got really big. We created it, but we didn't own it. He wanted to do something that he owned, I think.
We had been approached a handful of times by other folks with offers to move on. Of course, I loved working at Midway. I had friends at Midway. The work I did, I was very proud of. We all look at each other as family, and I had been there for over 10 years.
So he and a group of guys left, and then they formed another studio.
Leaving at the time that I did, I was aware of these new platforms that were coming out. I knew Microsoft was working on something. I think the PlayStation 2 was the early phases of that. We thought that if we're going to leave and start something new, this is the time to do it.
I think I understood it, but I still missed working with him.
It was not an easy choice. I certainly didn't feel good about leaving. I felt like, okay, this is something I have to do.
We never had a problem. I mean, to this day, we're still on the same text chain, and we talk all the time and whatnot.
I don't know that there were hurt feelings. I think we didn't talk for a period of time, but as the years passed, we all realized that we had become such great friends just in working with each other that we weren't going to let the idea that I wasn't working there wasn't going to come between our friendship. So we're still, I'm still friends with everybody I worked with back then.
The NetherRealm era of Mortal Kombat, the kind of revamp of the franchise, a reboot, it is all still very much unapologetically Mortal Kombat. We wanted to play it against each other, we wanted to see all the cool finishing moves and how all the old moves have been brought back, because it was back to 2D.
Finish her!
Something that NetherRealm has always been really excellent at is innovating on their own formula and looking to push the boundaries of what they did in the previous games to say, we want to keep going and make this bigger and bigger, bring more people into the fandom. And Mortal Kombat 9, I think, was a really pivotal moment for that.
Your amulet.
It is nothing, Liu Kang. The tournament begins.
I focus mainly on the creative, the overall direction that we're going to do. What's the new features we're going to add to this, the direction of the story and whatnot. I just want to expose his hand more, but it takes a huge team. It's a completely different animal. I haven't written code in 20 years or something like that, so.
I think it's a combination of things that keep Mortal Kombat interesting. First, it's NetherRealm's commitment to always innovating their gameplay mechanics. How are they continuing to one-up themselves? Like, where do these ideas keep coming from?
You have itches that you want to scratch. We wanted to do like this adventure thing. We've added the crypt. And we've added, conquest mode.
I am Shujinko. Pardon my intrusion, but you do not look like a demon of the Netherrealm.
I am Ashra. I was once like the others, before I found the means to purge myself of the evil taint that permeates all who reside here.
I believe that's played a huge role as far as the longevity of Mortal Kombat. Players not knowing, well, what's the next game going to have?
What do you say we settle this man to man?
Best 2 out of 3?
Fair enough.
We must be careful. Madame Bo will kick us out if we break something.
Oh, this won't last long enough for that to happen. You will be down in no time.
Fight!
We're always trying to add something new. I think it's evolved dramatically over the years, and players are sticking with us. A big part of what motivates myself and our team is just the continuing support that players have so many years later. And it didn't really dawn on me that it's not the same group of players. Some people joined in around Deadly Alliance. Some people joined during MK9 or something. So there's a novelty to a number of people who've only seen 3 Mortal Kombats as opposed to the 12 that we've done.
Something that I think really keeps the franchise going iteration after iteration is their ability to make it more accessible to a broader range of players and also a changing player base, adding simple fatalities that are a single button press. Adding combos that are easy to fire off. All make older gamers like me a little bit more willing to jump back in, but it also makes it really friendly for new players, which is fantastic. But on the other side, if you want to punish yourself, there are all the tools in there that you can make it as hard for yourself as you want. And I think that's what gaming in a modern era is all about, is giving gamers tools to play the games that they want. And NetherRealm has always been so excellent at that.
And the production of the games is huge now. The team was 4, and then it was 5 for MK2. I think it was like 7 for MK3. Once we got into doing directly to the home, where it was writing to a DVD or CD, there was a lot more memory to fill. We started getting into doing video to tell the story and whatnot. So all of a sudden, all these new disciplines are needed. You know, we have a number of producers on our team right now, and the directors, basically, you know, camera directors and whatnot, story writers, dialogue writers.
The Mortal Kombat franchise does story so well. It's so wild if you try to summarize what the lore of Mortal Kombat is to somebody. You're like, okay, how much time do you have?
Surrender Kronika's crown and the Elder Jackson Briggs. No harm will come to you.
Can we take an Elder God?
Cassie beat Shinnok.
Only because the cages are born with crazy magic powers.
Maybe we have our own magic.
These really wild, fantastical characters. You have gods, and you have robots, and you have animal humans, and wizards, and all kinds of stuff that makes it so fantastical and so fun. And the way that they've incorporated the lore and narrative into their story modes and campaigns in the games has been just phenomenal. They've made the campaign, for me, a go-to playable moment in every Mortal Kombat that comes out, and most fighting games can't say that.
It is an excellent ruse, your disguise.
If it's revenge you want, have at it. If it's restitution, there's nothing left.
What I want, Shang Tsung, is to elevate you, to make you the great sorcerer that now you can only pretend to be.
Over the years, at some point, we started just making movies, basically. When we did that with Mortal Kombat 9, it became our biggest Mortal Kombat selling game at the time, and I believe that was a big part of it.
They are absolutely paying attention to every facet of the space.
I hope you know our fight wasn't personal.
Please, do you realize how many tournaments I've fought in?
If you were to say, you know, which series and which IP and which kind of game has continued to figure out interesting ways to reimagine itself, MK has been doing that for such a long time.
I don't know how many franchises have their last games are the highest selling ones, which is like, you know, how does that happen? You know, usually there's a tail off and then eventually they finish. Our last few games have been our highest selling ones, so I don't know what, I don't know. We're doing something right.
Fatality. Raiden wins.
on projects at Midway that they found exciting, but when you're a creative person, eventually you're going to want to branch out and do your own thing.
John and I were talking about a game called Street Fighter. We were really kind of fixated on the idea of doing a photorealistic Van Damme fighting game.
Well, the visuals were incredible. You know, it's digitized, it's real people.
That's great.
You're seeing those two big characters on the screen. I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever.
After that game came out, graphics just kept taking leaps and leaps on top of each other.
There was so much to explore, and you had no idea of what you were still missing. And not having the internet at the time to go to, it made it very social.
When I first got a chance to see a fatality for the first time, I lost my mind. I didn't know that was allowed in a video game.
It was really the first mainstream hyper-violent game.
The way the local news would cover it was, can you imagine if Pac-Man could kill?
When a player wins, the so-called death sequence begins. The game narrator instructs the player to finish his opponent.
Certainly, the game being ported to the home kind of changed things a little bit.
That was a shocker to the moms and dads of suburbia.
The very idea that like Mortal Kombat was going to destroy society or the fabric of our youth was always ridiculous. If it was just like, hey, it's a cool fighting game and you can chop off heads, like we wouldn't be sitting here talking about it.
These games would just start showing up at arcades, copying Mortal Kombat. Bloodstorm, Time Killers, Tattoo Assassins. These games played terribly.
It was more than blood, more than guts, more than even a fighting game.
They really hit just like a gold mine.
Back then, it was kind of like you make a game, you hope it's a success, and you move on to the next game. And if it is a success, cool. You move on to the next game and you do something else, right?
When the game was done, certainly in my head, there was 10 things that I would have done differently.
And so that was the first time that I thought, oh, okay, I guess we're signed up for a sequel. The hardware that we were working on was improving. I think if you look at MK2 next to MK1, you notice the difference in terms of the aesthetics.
Mortal Kombat 2 built on 1, 3 built on 2.
The run button, oh my god. Oh my god.
Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 were still great games, but they felt so much slower that it was hard to go back.
They play so differently, but the fact that they're so different is what's cool. Mortal Kombat 4 was like reset again.
The game had started getting a little bigger, going into 3D for the first time.
I was super excited about it.
Mortal Kombat going 3D, I think, you know, it makes sense when you look at where technology was going at the time.
People forget how tough the transition was to go from 2D to 3D for so many teams.
The team was 4, and then it was 5 for MK2. I think it was like 7 for MK3, 15 for MK4, and each game just grew. And once we got into doing directly to the home, or it was writing to a DVD or CD, it takes a huge team.
Like, they experimented and did all this different stuff with Mortal Kombat.
We're trying to up the game, you know? Like, we're trying to come up with something that, you know, progresses the game.
This was over the course of, 20, 25 years.
I think back to a conversation I had with an uncle of mine. He asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, hey, I want to draw Spider-Man. And he said, well, somebody's already drawn Spider-Man. You got to make up your own thing. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, I guess I got to make up my own thing. And Mortal Kombat was that thing. I mean, I think that it's, I don't know that I'll ever create something that resonates the way that Mortal Kombat did. that's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Ed and John Tobias and, a handful of other guys just did a great job. That's it.
Mortal Kombat is actually the best-selling fighting game franchise in the world.
It's always been my favorite fighting game.
When Mortal Kombat came out, it was like, oh, this is the pinnacle of gaming.
It changed the way the marketing happened. It changed the ways that people thought about violence.
It caused the industry to grow on so many levels.
It brought in the shock, awe, and humor that I think has represented the pure definition of video game entertainment.
You know, there's a lot of games lately that would rather show you that they're art. It almost seems like they're performing. It's like me, please tell me I'm acceptable, tell me I'm good enough. And Mortal Kombat is just like garage band and sort of American. It's like, go fuck yourself, you know? That's what I love about it. And I have to assume there's lots of us that love that.
You have players who are really wrapped up in the lore and the story and all of that in a way that like most other fighting games never really delved into.
Are you sure you're a grandmaster? Interesting.
Kung Lao, over here! It's why the games still have these, amazingly crafted story modes to this day.
We must fight for each other, Baraka, not with each other.
Got everyone suspects. He said as much to my face.
Aid us, and I'll make sure you sit at Kotal's table.
It's this giant soap opera built on top of this super, super fun fighting game that really captured this feeling of mystery and magic that you get from old kung fu films.
And it's that curiosity, I think, that drives people to continue playing Mortal Kombat, and that has helped it remain a pillar of popular culture today.
I am not yet defeated.
Yes, you are.
Temple of Kataravala, take 39, tail slide.
That's a wrap.
They're making the fourth movie now, right? Like how many video game franchises have 4 movies made out of them?
And I really don't think about it, because I think about it as just a game, but it brings people together.
And it's created such a mass community.
Their fan base is one of the most loyal fan bases that I've ever seen in all of gaming.
It will always be the game that I think was my first love and continues to be that. I'm an MK fan for life.
I would hope that, 100 years from now, people are still talking about Mortal Kombat and, Finish Him is still a thing.
There's such a fervent base of fans for it. So if they don't get sick of it, we're gonna still make it.
I think if that could be the legacy of Mortal Kombat, that it's just this evergreen thing that will always be with us, I think I'd be very happy.
And whether it's spin-offs or reboots or, continuing the story, I'd love it if Mortal Kombat became a forever franchise like DC or Marvel or Star Wars, long after we're done working on our games, if it was something that everybody, still wanted. Game over.
The first.
Jax, we have an urgent situation that demands your attention.
What's the problem, Gemini?
We have a breakout at the Special Forces Maximum Security Facility. A group of highly dangerous superhuman criminals has escaped the compound and are at large. The list of escaped prisoners is as follows. No-Face, Tazia, Jarek, and Trimmer. They apparently are hiding out in an abandoned warehouse on the south side of town. There's something else you should know. The prisoners received help from an outside source.
It has to be Kano.
You guessed it.
Gemini, tell operations ETA 60 seconds to the warehouse. Inform Lieutenant Sanchez not to infiltrate the warehouse until my arrival.
Affirmative. Oh wait, hold up, Jax. I have a transmission coming in from Lieutenant Sanchez. I'll patch it through.
Jax, we have just arrived at the location and we are awaiting your orders. Wait a minute. What the? It's a trap. Let's get that. Kano, you're gonna pay for this.
So if you couldn't tell, Mortal Kombat Special Forces is very much this combination between classic Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid. You can tell it's definitely Metal Gear inspired with the way the cameras are, just everything about it. It just feels like Temu Metal Gear Solid meets classic Resident Evil. The game is shit. The story is... it's there. It doesn't really explain the origins of Jax before the Mortal Kombat tournament. Same with Sonya. It's... honestly, I don't even know what the game is half of the time. It just feels like a nothing game. Like it's bad, but not hilariously bad. It's boringly bad. And that's the worst type of bad any game can be, is boring. Good, great, fantastic, orgasmic, shit. The worst thing since getting your bank account frozen. Now, boring. It's a cardinal sin in media. Don't be boring. But we got one last game to go, and that is Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, which reminds me so much of Batman Forever on the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Fun fact, developed by Acclaim, the same lot behind Mortal Kombat ports. And yeah, the controls, I put on all the cheats because I just did. And I wanted to also put on one of the cheats which enables Sub-Zero to turn without pressing another button to make him turn. Which, I'm not going through that. I've also put on extra lives. I haven't done a level select code, invincibility. I haven't just maxed out health. But we're so close to be done with the Legacy Collection, which is probably the best retro compilation we're going to see on the channel. Like, just so much love and care put into this compilation. I still hope they do a similar thing with Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, MKDC, etc. But I don't know, with what MK1 was, 2023 one, I can't see it. Mortal Kombat is a bit in a spot at the moment. They even had an animated show back in the day called Children of the Realm, I think, or Warriors of the Realm, something like that. It's best known for Sonya Blade just shouting, "It's combat time," a whole bunch of fucking times in that cartoon series. The new Mortal Kombat movie, of course, is coming out. The sequel to the 2021 reboot. Hopefully it can be better than the last time Mortal Kombat had a sequel. Annihilation. But yeah, whenever you talk about which was the first successful video game adaptation to go to the film, to movies, people will say, oh, the first one was Mario. Yeah, it bombed. And then comes Mortal Kombat. Fun fact: Street Fighter's also had a movie, which, ironically enough, in the in the documentary, where they were saying that they were going to make a game with the likeness of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme voices Guile in Street Fighter the movie. The 90s Street Fighter movie, not the new one with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Anyway, with all that being said, the next time you'll hear my voice is tomorrow, is 8 p.m. GMT for Snooker 19, which will be all commentary, so it will be a vocal stream, as opposed to this one where I've interspersed commentary with going mute.
Only one can stop it. you will fail.